So spicy.
Hey guys, it's Cassie, and today I decided to do the first time tag. I've been getting a lot of requests for tags, like Draw My Life and stuff, but I'm nowhere near important enough for Draw My Life, so I thought this one was juicy enough, so here are the questions. Get out of here, Twinkie. Alright, he seems comfortable. My first pet was a white budgie, and it was actually very old, and it didn't have a home anymore, so my mom adopted it and said it was mine. It was just this pure white budgie, and I was like, I'm gonna name it White Angel or White Snow or something, and my brother's like, its name is gonna be Fat Maisie, and I was like, no, not Fat Maisie, and then everybody called it Fat Maisie from that point on. My first pet was a bird named Fat Maisie. The first music I bought was Shangri La-Di-Da by the Stone Temple Pilots. It was a shitty album. My first gadget I ever had was a Tamagotchi, unless you count my first cell phone. It was about as big as a house phone, and I kept it in my back pocket while I went rollerblading, and it would always fall out and break into a million pieces, but it always worked. It just was so embarrassing, and it had a big antenna that I pulled out, and my parents were always able to contact me on it. It was more fun to just be able to leave the house and not have a cell phone at all. My first word was dumb. I got out of my crib, I looked at my mom, and I said, dumb. Dumsley. Dumsley, and then everyone called me Dumsley. So I was a little girl named Dumsley with a bird named Fat Maisie. My first teddy was a little flamingo that I got in a Happy Meal from McDonald's. My boyfriend actually recently bought me a mint condition replacement for it. I don't really like it because it's just too perfect. Mine had one leg and its head would never stand up on its own. Tag was gone. I built it little prosthetic legs that it could walk around with. I called it Flamingo because I knew flamingo was spelled F-L-A-M-I-N-G-O, so I spelled it F-L-O-M-I-N-G-O. I thought that was cool. Yeah. My first friend was the little boy next door named Devin, and we used to hang out all the time, every day, and ride our bikes together. My brother actually founded a little boys club, and I was part of the boys club because he was my friend and he was in it. But I was a tomboy, so I feel like I fit in kind of well. I haven't spoken to him since the second grade. In elementary school, I always had to have a crush on somebody, and they had to be in my class. They had to be within viewing range so I could always stare at them. If I liked a guy one year and we went to the next year and he wasn't in my class, then I wouldn't like him anymore. So he always had to be in my class. I had to be able to stare at him all day, and there were certain requirements like hair, height, eye color, and all that. I was pretty picky, like I was picking out like a pet or something. That's essentially what they were. They were just like my pet that I just stared at all day in school. And my first crush was a guy named Kyle. I think he knew that I stared at him all the time, and we always used to race each other, and I could run way faster than him, and I always used to bully him about it. There's some wisdom to the old saying, if someone teases you that they have a crush on you, because it was the only way that I could actually talk to that person every single day, was to bully them, because I couldn't just walk up and be like, hey, like, you know, hi. I was too young and immature to figure out a way to just have a conversation, so I'd have to be like, let's race. I'm faster than you. I'm stronger than you. Yeah, I sound like such a bitch. My first kiss was quite late. Everybody else had their first kiss between the 5th and like the 7th grade. My first kiss was at the end of the 8th grade, and he was in the 10th grade, and I was really nervous about it, and I didn't know what I was doing. I always saw French kissing on movies, and so I figured that I should do that, and it was a massacre. It was super awkward, and I regretted it for a very long time. And then he went home and he changed his MSN name to, in capitals, wow, exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. So I was flattered, but yeah, it's really embarrassing. My first celebrity crush was Leonardo DiCaprio, because everyone else liked Leonardo DiCaprio, and I thought I would like him as well. The first celebrity crush I had where I liked him on my own volition was Ashton Kutcher, and I had an Ashton Kutcher poster that I liked. I sound like some mean perverted little kid. My first boyfriend was this boy named Taylor. It was in the 5th grade. I had very low self-esteem. I just had no idea why he would ever like me. He got my MSN and added me and invited me to a movie. I was taken aback by the whole thing. We went and saw Scorpion King, which was a pretty shitty movie, but it was fun, and then we broke up like a week later. It was cute. My first job was a child model. I've already talked about this. I was in various catalogs and stuff. I grew up in a small town, but I would go to big cities to do it, like Toronto and Vancouver. I gave it up because I just felt like I wasn't really good enough for it. I get into greater detail in one of my other videos that I'll link in the bottom, but yeah, that was my first job. The first concert that I ever went to that I paid for with my own money was Taste of Chaos, and it was this big concert that all these hardcore bands played at. I went to go see Deftones. It wasn't good at all, and I still like the Deftones a lot. Like, I still listen to their music. I wanted to see Atreyu as well. I don't like them anymore, but I got a shirt signed by them as well as a poster. I was super excited about it and I cherished it for years. It was also cool because we got to go driving to the concert because the concert was 2 hours away because we lived in a very, very small town. The first car I ever had was a Volkswagen Jetta, and my mom bought it for me and my brother, and I only drove it twice to school. After that, I never drove it again. I just take the bus and the train everywhere. I prefer public transit. The first vehicle that I've ever had that I actually used was this longboard that I don't ride anymore just because it's always raining in my city and it's too hilly, so it's quite dangerous. But in my old town for the last part of high school, I rode around on it every single day, and I always bailed on it and hurt myself, but it was fun. Maybe when this rain stops, I will go out on it, but I haven't been on it in like over a year. It rains every day here and there's no point. The first video I ever did on YouTube was a makeup tutorial, and I had to take it down because it had copyright music on it. I didn't understand the whole copyright thing at that point. They didn't have all these cool options where you could replace the music like they do now, so I took it down and I never put it back up, and I actually don't know where that video is anymore. But it was really, really bad, so it's a good thing that it's not here anymore. Music's not an issue now because pretty much every single song on every one of my videos, except for the intro to How I Style My Bangs, is all made in my bedroom, so yeah, there's no music issues anymore. That is the end of the tag. I hope you guys enjoyed it and learned a few more things about me. Let me know if you guys want me to do any other tags or any other style of video in this nature. Okay, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!